This is Jeff with Concrete the Right Way, getting ready to head out to McDermitt, Nevada. We're going to show you how we set pipe bollards and a few light standards, 24-inch, and a few ENDOT light standards, 36-inch, 10-foot deep. Living at the hotel this week, Winnemucca, Nevada. McDermitt, Nevada. Gonna set pipe bollards around this whole thing, 6-inch. Show you our technique. They do things a little different than I've seen from other places. I set a bunch of forms, and you can set them at any height you want. And then I'll put self-tapping screws at the height of the top of the form. So when you set them down, it holds them up. Sometimes we'll drill into the 2x4, into the pipe bollard to hold it really good. But I found it seems like just setting it on top of the forms and putting a nail on each side of the bolt holds it really well. And then I have a form at the top of the pipe bollard, and we'll tie wire it. If you're worried, you can even put a self-tapper into the top of that board through the pipe bollard. It makes it so when you're pouring, nothing moves around on you. And if you're limited on guys, that really helps. A lot of guys just try to hold them and balance them, but sometimes if your mud's too wet, that stuff will move around on you. That top form, I just put a kicker on it every other bollard or so where it feels stable. That works really well. We had 58 bollards to set. We did 29 the first day, stripped, reset it all the next day. We were a little behind on the second day, but mud sat for a little while, but we got it done. We do have to go back and the end of the day or the next day and clean the bollards off. They get a little messy trying to get mud in there. We'll pour the bottoms of them fairly stiff, and then we'll wet the truck up fairly wet to about a 7-inch slump because the chute's up a lot higher. We need that mud to flow into there. Otherwise, we're shoveling the whole thing to fill those pipe bollards up. And when you have that many, it'll take quite a while. So we wet it up and it flows right in. Spill a little bit, you gotta have your hands there, kind of guiding the mud in. Out here in McDermitt, 2 degrees. We're setting that ENDOT light standard. 10 feet, only 6 inches sticking up. We still gotta get the rebar cage. We have 2 of them to set. One on this end of the job site. The other one will be on the other end of the job site. Here's our ENDOT light standard, 36-inch, 10 feet down. Hey guys, just heading back from McDermitt on those pipe bollards. Just want to express how important it is. You know, we set 58 pipe bollards. They all had to be exact. They had to be 4 foot apart on the long ends, 4 foot 2 3/8 on the short ends. And they want them exact. They want them the exact height. And if not, you're replacing them. So when you kind of do the technique that I was using, it works out just so much easier than trying to plume each one as you pour, and they kind of sink because those pipe bollards are probably empty 150 pounds. They'll sink on you a little bit, especially when you have to fill it full of concrete, the sides fill in the bottoms. So we just add our 2x4s. They have to be sticking up 4 foot high, the bollards do. Well, we subtract the 2 2x4s that are stacked, so that's 7 inches, and we use self-tappers, drill into them. I pre-drill them though, because those impacts will snap them. Pre-drill them, put your self-tappers in at that height, lower them down, and those boards hold them up. And then I throw a couple nails on those self-tappers so it won't slide one way or the other. Those boards are so tight, it keeps it from moving. And then I have that plumb board at the top. We just tie wire that. You can self-tap into that if you want, but we just tie wire it, and it makes it money. I mean, they come out so good. You can look down them in the pictures. They're perfect. And that's the difference. That's concrete the right way. You know, guys could sit there and pick them up and put them down. We did 29 pipe bollards in a day, stripped it all down the next day, reset it all, and poured that same day another 29. So it was 58 pipe bollards. The company that we did it for, they dug big trenches, so we had to put in sonotubes. It just kind of makes it a pain. The sonotubes, we just let those float, because once mud's in them, you hit a vibrator. You can adjust it real easy with the vibrator. You just don't want those bollards sinking on you and everything else, because sometimes, you know, they're supposed to be 3 inches off the ground. You got to pick them up. They'll sink back down, especially if you hit it with a vibrator. So that's why we do them that way. And they just come out so much better. I'll have another video out next week. Let me know if you guys want to see any other types of concrete. We're going to do a lot. Let us know. We've learned a lot of good tricks throughout the years. Remember, you're not the best, but there's nobody better. And remember to like and subscribe.